Hey everyone, welcome. How's everyone doing? Oh, let's see. I do need some acknowledgement here. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see me all right. If you are on TikTok, hey folks, let me know that you can hear me and see me all right so I can make sure I'm not talking to myself here all night. And same thing on Instagram. If you can let me know if you can hear me and see me all right, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, Instagram is always a little bit hit or miss. I never really know what I'm going to get there. So, hoping for the best. What is my hair doing today? It's not really working with me today. All right, I see that we have TikTok moving. That is a great sign. Sorry, everybody. I'm running a couple minutes late today. Thank you for being patient. And can I get a thumbs up here? Okay, all platforms are good. All right, perfect. So we are good here on YouTube as well. I want to make a couple quick announcements while we let people tune in. And I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and drop your $10 donation. So tonight is really exciting. This is a test run for a brand new show that I would love to see incorporated into my 2026 show lineup. But I'm not going to be doing that unless I get a really big response from you guys. So about maybe a month and a half ago, I ran a poll asking you guys what new shows would you like to see in 2026? And you guys had voted on this show. This was actually, just want to turn my volume down a little bit. Okay, I think I fixed it. This was actually a suggested show by one of the viewers, and I thought it was kind of brilliant. And then it got good ratings. So you guys wanted to see this one. So I am going to be running it tonight. This is What Blessings Are Coming Your Way. So if you need an uplifting message, you're going to go ahead and drop your $10 donation. That's in the description. If you are on Instagram or TikTok, Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to be posting in the comment section how you can drop your donation. Please keep boosting this vid. Everyone's talking about a hype button on YouTube, but I don't even know what that is. So I guess I'm supposed to be saying that, hype this vid, whatever the heck that means. But if you could just even drop an emoji, let me know where you're tuning in from. Give this video a thumbs up, share it. Okay. Now, we are going to keep this open-ended for tonight. So there's no cap. If you want to drop another donation and get another blessing, if there's something there for me to give you, I will certainly give it. Okay. Just keep in mind, I do have what I call psychic amnesia. So once I say something, I don't remember it. I don't remember my clients. I don't remember the things I say. So hopefully I'm not repeating myself. But if you really need a boost, you need multiple blessings, I'm sure there's something there that will come up. Now, we will also be doing on Monday past lives. You guys voted for that as well, where we're going to cover what past life is affecting you now. There could be multiple. What karma are you working out? Who did you come to earth with again? So what people have you been reborn with? And I may keep that open-ended also, where you can just get a message about your past lives that are affecting you now, or you can ask a question. I think that's how I'm going to do that. Okay, same thing for that show. I'm going to need a big turnout in order to add it to the 2026 lineup. And then on Friday of next week, we're doing another one for pets. So thank you, Diana. I should have just had you pop that up, but I forgot to ask. So Friday, which is going to be the 28th, we're doing pet readings. Okay, so whether you have a living or deceased pet that you want me to talk to or hear from, all right, you can tune in for that. And again, if it gets a big response, I will be adding it to the 2026 lineup. this is half of what we ran the poll on. So I'm going out to Cali for a while. I'm in New York. I got to get out of here, you know. So anyways, I'm going to be out in California for quite a bit of December. And during that time, at least the first 2 weeks, I'm not going to be running any shows. I'll be doing reruns. But when I come back, I'm going to get right back into the other half of that poll. So you guys wanted a show on just straight up spirit messages from your ancestors, your guides, your angels, your loved ones. There were a couple other ones that you guys wanted. So we'll test those out in December, January. All right. So share this video. Show that you love it. And we will keep it. A couple quick announcements. Haunted Sleepover Experience is here at the 1882 Victorian Funeral Home. You guys are always asking, where the heck is she filming from? You know, where is she? This was a funeral home for over 55 years. So this house is on the Haunted History Trail of New York State. It's on the Historical Trail of Chautauqua County. And people like to come sleep here, up to 25 of your friends for a haunted sleepover experience. You could book your group for a ghost hunt, or if you have like a YouTube channel or you're one of these paranormal groups, I mean, this is going to be right up your alley. So either of those work for people who are into the paranormal aspect of it. But for those of you who just love history and architecture, this place is absolutely amazing. You can also book a historical tour with your group. We also have coming up the raffle. All right. So the psychic mediumship course starts February 3rd. And last year I wasn't able to run a raffle. This year I have brought it back and tickets are on sale now. You can go to ivyriverapsychicmedium.com to get your raffle tickets to win a 100% free seat to the psychic mediumship course. Also, if you haven't already gotten yourself registered for the psychic mediumship course, spots are filling fast. It is limited seating. You can attend here in person, online, and or through video download. Okay, a mix and a match is mostly what people do. And we also have coming up, nope, we're not going to talk about that. Just the stuff I sent you, Diana. Book your holiday party now. Okay, if you would like to see me come and do a gallery show for your employees, I do this at a lot of corporate events, you know, businesses, smaller businesses like to do this also for your Christmas party, whatever, your holiday get together, or for, you know, a family and friends event. You may want to look into that at this time. The galleries are super popular where I read the audience for an hour. And then afterward, I can go off and do private readings with your people. All right. So check it out. If you want to book a holiday party, now is the time. And we can also do psychic fairs. So if you're like, I need more than one reader there, you know, I work some corporate gigs for New Year's parties where there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and there's no way I can handle it all. And, you know, they want a lot of entertainment. So what I could do is set you up with readers from my Ivy League Psychic Academy, and we could bring in an entire psychic fair, and everyone is certified. Everyone is amazing. Okay, so check it out. Also, gift certificates are on sale. So if you want to get gift certificates for readings or healings with me, for Ivy's Healing Call Center, we do work internationally 7 days a week, or for classes for the Ivy League Psychic Academy, get your holiday gift certificates now. And I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, Reiki training. Reiki training is now open. Now, the video is up on the website. If you want to do this on your own time, you want to take it now, you don't want to wait, you can get certified in Reiki under me for levels 1, 2, as well as masters through video download. But if you wanted to attend in person, I'm going to be holding it March 14th. From 3 to 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's a long day. It's 5-6 hour day for sure. But I'm going to be putting that up on the website, and registration should be opening in the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so mark your calendar for that if you want to become a Reiki certified practitioner or Reiki master. I do want to give a shout out real quick to my YouTube members. Thank you so much for your continued support. McKenna, Nature Calls You. Kim Dennison, Denise Bennett, Lucy Marsh, Jayla Hilly, Edgar Velardes, Melissa S., Jennifer Cole, Christine Watts, Miami Heat 305-ish, Angie Johnson, Jill Marie, CJG, Yolanda Fisher, Shauna Dempsey, Demetris, Language Through Connection, Deanna Marie, Marae D, Chicken Mama, Tristan Marion, Me Love 716, Andrea M, Vanessa, and Stella Marie. It's getting pretty long. Soon I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. Okay, but I do appreciate so much my YouTube members. And if you are interested in becoming one, you can go on to my channel. I did just change the name. So it's at Ask Ivy the Medium. Hit the join button. It'll show you the 3 different tiers of membership options. Let's get into this. Super excited. All right. Now, listen, I'm going to say before I do my intro, okay, I've never done this before. I've never just done a show strictly on like, you know, positive messages or blessings coming in. And for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know, I'm pretty straightforward and I don't sugarcoat and I don't fish for things. And I'm not a prosperity reader. You know, I'm not blowing rainbows and butterflies and sunshine up your ass all the time, you know, just to get you to keep coming back. So it's not that my readings are, I would hope not, dry or negative, but they are based on the reality of, you know, what's going on. And often that involves some healing work and, you know, also some positivity. But just bear with me because, again, this is the first time I've ever done this where I'm strictly asking for benefits, but I'm super confident Spirit will give whatever is supposed to come through. And let's just see how this goes. Okay. All right. Let me get my intro going here. I feel so weird. All right. Very cool. Also, if I didn't already say that, you know, if you guys are on Instagram or you're on TikTok, Diana, my producer, is going to be posting in the comment section how you could drop your $10 donation to hear your upcoming blessings. So watch for her there. Welcome, everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Arawak, and this is a test show called What Blessings Are Coming Your Way. And if this show gets a great response, I will be adding it to my 2026 show lineup. So you guys are going to drop $10 donation and I'm going to tell you whatever blessing is coming your way. And it could be coming from Spirit. It could be coming from my psychic ability, the universe, your higher mind. I don't know where it's going to come from. All right. If you need to book a reading or healing with me, you can go to Ivy Rivera psychicmedium.com. And I may also be adding this up on my website. So you can gift this to someone else or you could purchase it for yourself anytime. So be watching for that. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the first name we have is CJG. Hello, Ezzy. Soon as the camera starts, Esmeralda Marie is coming to be a big ham. She loves the camera. Hi, Mama. All right, CJG, what blessings are coming up for you? Big opportunity. It looks like a job advancement. It looks like something being offered to you on a silver platter, which is really going to suggest in this type of situation that there's nothing more for you to do, that it's easy, that you already did the work. You know, this is a karmic payout. This is a blessing, yes, but it's not like you have a horseshoe up your rear end or it's good luck, or a lot of astrologers would maybe say, you know, you're in a lottery aspect. It's really not any of that as much as it is like, you've been doing the groundwork for quite a long time. I do feel like I'm talking about career. I'm talking about resources here. You know, the potential for long-term investments, networking, expansion. But the thing is, you were held up on the personal work. So while you were doing nose to the grind time, you were focused on whether it be research, certifications, education, training, leading. You were doing all the right things. You were showing up. It was the inner stuff. It was the spiritual development. It was the boundary setting that your higher mind was telling you to do for a long time with other people and situations in your life that were below you and were preventing your growth. And it was also your way of talking to yourself that Spirit was waiting on before you could have this. So before this could come in, you had to get in alignment with your higher mind and start to say no. to some things, being more disciplined within yourself with your thoughts and your feelings and your temptations. And those things were keeping you stagnant. That's it. You've gotten more disciplined and now it's here. So as this blessing, Esmeralda Marie Rivera, everybody say hi, Izzy. So, as this blessing comes in, you're going to be able to kind of get immediate payout for it. I'm seeing within like 3. So that could be like it's offered to you. And then within 3 days, you're starting and you're already seeing the benefits. This looks great. I do think these people that are offering this to you. But this could also be like, if you're looking for expansion in general, keep your eyes open because it could be coming from all angles. I don't believe this is just one thing. I think this is across the board in regards, again, to long-term investment opportunities, but resources and career levels up. Kudos, CJG. All right, that's how you do it. You do the inner work and everything's connected. Life is a big old spider web. Okay, nothing is in categories. All right, next one up is Deanna Marie. Deanna Marie, what blessing is coming in for you? I have you getting your voice back. So if you were going through a period of time where you were struggling with the throat chakra, feeling like you either were struggling to speak your truth or, my God, or you did, but it was rejected. It's like you had to really push your agenda here for a while. This could have been going on for 2 years, but the last 3 months really peaking. You're about to have a breakthrough in this area. So it's the universe's way of saying you're done. You did your part. You're good. Okay. You were tested and you passed. You kept asserting yourself. Now it feels like you're in a period of sort of being patient, just being a little quiet, letting the chips fall where they may, since you spoke your truth or set your boundary or walked away, all the things. And what comes in after this is you getting your voice back. And holy cow. Okay. I'm going deaf in the left. You may be getting a lot of tinnitus. You may be getting a lot of, a ringing in your ears, a weird frequency, feeling of pressure. Like when an airplane goes up and comes down, seashell up to the ear. The left ear is mediumship. The grandmothers used to say left for love, right for spite. Pay attention when your ears are ringing. That was pretty accurate. Okay, so it's the left ear for mediumship, the right ear for your psychic ability. So your mediumistic abilities are about to skyrocket. What are you going to do with it? That's going to be up to you, but there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. But this is a huge blessing. So pay attention to the insights. Now, when we have the left ear ringing, we also have clairaudience kicking in simultaneously with this. And what can happen is that the ear rings. My grandma used to say, pick up the phone when spirit's talking to you, right? So the ear rings and then thoughts are put in your head. Songs are put in your head. Solutions and answers are put in your head, right? The brain of a medium is influenced by spirits and whatever they want to put in there. And so you're going to be noticing more of that, especially in the shower, okay, especially in the bathroom. Our native belief is that it's the porcelain, the earth, the water, the mirrors are all conductors of communication with the other side, okay? So clairaudience activated at that time. That's a lot. There are more blessings coming up for you, but I'm just going to leave it at that for today. It's funny to me that you clear the throat and you somehow unblocked the left logical side of your brain so that the right side, the intuitive side, could start functioning. That's fascinating. So I'm loving the show so far. This is really kind of interesting, actually. Enjoy it and start to figure out how this fits into your life contract and your life calling. What do you want to do with this for others? Because you can't just hoard. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. I love you guys. You can't just hoard this type of ability or gift. Like, yes, it is for you. And yes, it is for you to figure out and learn to work with, polish up and learn the language fully. But then what? How do you want to give this out to others? There are a million ways. Beautiful. She got a new baby, but I bought her that little green one because all she does is play with these ball toys, but she doesn't really play with it. I think I just wasted $15 again, Anyways, Eric Evans is next. All right, Eric Evans, what blessing is coming in for you? A new car, a new vehicle, new mode of transportation. Then it went from a vehicle to a motorcycle. It's going to mean a couple different things, okay? So right over here to the past, which was ballpark 2 weeks. This would have been the last 2 to 5 months, though, with something peaking 7 months ago that sort of propelled you forward to work through some stuff. You are working through your ability to look in the mirror, to accept who you are, to hold yourself accountable, right? To take responsibility for the choices that you have made that have created some circumstances in your life, especially in relationship dynamics that you're dissatisfied with. Like, I'm owning it. Perfect. You own it. Here come the blessings. Now, what happens in the last 2 weeks here is that you've been working out more of like, how to implement that. You know, the new you has to then change your actions. It's not enough to think straight. It requires that the universe is going to come in and test you, and you actually walk it out in the moment of truth, you know, when you're being tested. And that's what I feel you're starting to really pass with flying colors. So maybe in the past you would have been reactionary with something, and now you're like, cool, calm, collected. I'm an observer, not an absorber. I'm going to figure out how I really feel about this, and I'm going to make a move in my own time. I have the upper hand, king on the throne with the sword at his side. You know, you are at ease. You are attracting, not chasing. You're changing the way you do things. So the blessings that are coming in here with you are about your mobility. That's why we saw the vehicle. Okay. But it's not just mobility, it's fluidity, it's blocks being removed, it's obstacles being removed that have been holding you back, and circumstances that kept you stuck in the mud like a mouse on a wheel energy that may have been negatively affecting your finances and your ability to level up in work. But also, so we see 2 levels upcoming, but we also see a lack of fulfillment there. All of that will be unfolding now. This is going to take, I mean, this is a big fat blessing that unrolls for like 6 to 9 months, ballpark. And I think it's important for you to acknowledge that you made this happen. You control this. We talk about manifestation in such a way where it's like this airy fairy, dreamy, can I figure out this trick type of thing? But it's really in the moments when you're tested and you choose a higher vibration instead of your old dusty, crusty habit, you know, where immediately blessings start rolling in. And it's like, I did that. Yes, you did. You did this thing. Okay. Big deal. I think that the image of you being behind the wheel of a vehicle is also talking about speed. So if you want to move faster, if you've been feeling like things are slow, that will also be picking up. It's also a symbol for being feeling more powerful, but being seen as a power player. The fact that it turned into a motorcycle also suggests, unless you're looking at buying a motorcycle, quite literally, but take it as a double symbol anyways, it suggests freedom. Freedom of your heart, freedom of your character, being more authentic. Okay. So the real you coming out, it's almost like your inner child coming out to play. Freedom in all ways. Okay. Very exciting. All right. Thank you. Mama, what's going on? Who are you talking to? All right. Next up is Maraid. Maraid, what blessing do I see coming in for you? A flush of money? And a flush of love. I don't know that I want to categorize this as love. I guess that's just the way we talk these days, okay? And especially in the spiritual field, we would just categorize this as love in relationships. You've got some people coming back around who aren't maybe ready to give you the love that you deserve, but they are ready to acknowledge and show you that they've been thinking of you, that they've been wanting you, that they've been maybe missing you, that they value you, on and on and on and on. Okay, we'll let it unfold. We'll let them bring it, all right? But it's like you needed that. It's as though you needed it and you wanted it either for closure or for acknowledgement that you're not crazy when you felt a connection with somebody. You know, it has all these like 5 different placements in your heart, in your soul, in your life, allowing you to acknowledge that you were right, that you do know yourself, that you do know your value, that you should raise your prices, add tax. You know, it's a confirmation. So we see between 2 and 3 different people coming into your life trying to reach out to you. So whether they're doing this on social media, they're texting, whatever, they're just showing up. Okay. We see acknowledgement on, I guess you could categorize it as love. I really would categorize this more as relationship stuff that feeds self-love. So you seem to be coming into a mastery position of self-love. And I'm not saying you had to get this acknowledgement from them, but it's certainly helping, okay, you to move forward. And I also feel a flood of money coming in. Why? These two things almost seem to be happening at the same time. So it's like these, exes or whatever, these love partners or these situationships, these are coming back around. At the same time, we have money swooping in to kind of bring you back out to sea. So if you've been wanting to travel more, if you've been wanting to get into investments, if you've been wanting to expand upon your career, anything that's going to take money, time, attention, you need to have the resources for that. And this money coming in is freeing you to go out to sea. And it's like, okay, she has her map. She's got her sails up. She's got her crew. Where is she going? I don't know. It's up to you to write that story. All right. But all of this, and soon, I'm feeling 3 months on that. All right. And this has already started in the last ballpark 2 weeks. So if you've been thinking of some people from the past or feeling like maybe they're going to come back around, that's why. Interesting. Thank you. Manny Corregidor, Manny, what blessings are coming in for you? You seem to, I want to say, you're having more prophetic dreams lately. You're receiving more psychic messages. You have a lady coming through, maternal energy, who's talking about blessings in your heart, more mediumship increasing there as well, where like spirits are literally showing up and having longer conversations with you. But she's talking about a healing in your heart chakra. And so it feels like you've been spending more time with like self-development or focused on, your resources in a way where they can help you to de-stress, reorganizing what you want for your day-to-day lifestyle. This may be your eating habits as well. So this is like a mind, body, and soul endeavor that you've gotten into for yourself. And the rewards are now going to be kind of pouring in, but your grandmother shows it more like, or mom, this may be, it's like dropping them one at a time. It's like this week you pick up the piano and maybe you have an ability to play even though you never did before. Okay. Or you're just like playing by ear. The following week, you seem to be around guitars. The next week, it looks like art. The next week, it looks like travel opportunities coming in. And you may just be, sort of doing things on a whim. So these don't have to be long-term, like overseas investment type of trips. It could just be an excursion. It could be something given to you, tickets given to you, to go somewhere interesting. But it's almost like a series of blessings coming in that are feeding now that your heart chakra is becoming more and more open. And I want to say over the next week and a half to 2 weeks, you're going to be really literally feeling the flow of this. All of these great opportunities are coming in for you to put it back out into the world, okay, through creativity and all the things that we just talked about. There's a sharing going on here. The other thing that comes up with this is that people may be coming to you and wanting to know what you know, wanting to hear from you what your perception is on things and asking you to mentor over them more. So if in the past you felt that you weren't being as heard as you would like to be, or you were hoping to speak on more of like an elder position, your wisdom, the things that this is going to be your opportunity, and you may be converting that into writing. Okay, as well. So lots going on here with you. This is another one of those messages that's going to be like long-term. Like I see this unfolding for the next, I want to say ballpark 6 months or so. All right, moving on to Joshua Walker. Joshua Walker, what do I have for you? If you've been feeling like you've been kind of beating your head up against a wall, or you've gotten hit, I just have like it hit in the head over and over and over again, hit in the head, over and over again. It's almost like life is coming at you. It has been. There's talk of the last 7 to 8 months, there would have been a difference. 8 months ago, things changed pretty drastically, right? So the last 7 months, it's like, I'm trying to almost get a helmet on, but it's like the world just keeps coming and hitting me in the head with this situation or that situation or this, relationship drama and this disappointment with money or at work, whatever it is. I feel like what's happening now is that you're coming out and into the sunshine. You handled this really well. You had a way of being like, okay, the boat is rocking, all right? And there may be sharks all around me, but I'm going to look up at the sun. I am going to stay focused on the future. I know that nothing can get in this boat as long as I don't let it tip. And you stayed calm, cool, collected. I feel like this was a bit of a test on your positivity, your ability to not give into like negative Nancy thinking or victimhood mentality. Because in the past, you would have been like, the world treats me like this, I'm a victim. You're not doing that anymore. And so the payout is coming. And this ultimately looks like you entering into, and I'm hearing for the next 3 months, this could really be unfolding, but kind of like, not unfolding as much as like peaking. It's like you're getting up to the top of the mountain. At the top of the mountain, going into the 3rd month, you can see everything. You have different vantage point, which means you're in a position of power. You can outsmart other people, especially people who are like competition or they don't deserve to be in those positions. So you're going to be able to sort of take it. If this were a poker game, it's like, okay, I just played my hand. I played well. Okay, I could take it all. And no one sees you coming because when you're at the top of the mountain, you could see them, but they can't see you. So you're going to have all of these advantages. This isn't really one thing. This is going to be moving up into a position of power and clarity. And it's like playing chess, so you want to think starting now in terms of strategy. Where do I want to go? Stay on the offense. What are my goals? And how can I achieve that? The fluidity is there. The universe is gifting it to you. So now all you have to do is let it unfold and keep moving forward. This will very positively affect, again, your position and your finances. Maybe some relationship stuff too. Less fighting. Just less fighting. No more fighting. Tanya Rivera. Tanya, what is coming in for you? There's a circumstance that's been holding you back, and it feels like it is connected to your money, but it also feels like it's connected to time. So let's say that you can't make the amount of money that you want. You can't do what you want, maybe with like work or, some of your side hustle or a career move. It's like, I can't really do this because I don't have enough time. There's only so much of me to go around. And so I'm also not going to get the other benefits like money. And I think what's happening now is that this is being removed. This was a matter of time. Some of this was just bound to happen. You've been in a little bit of a waiting place. I see the Dr. Seuss book, Oh, the Places We Will Go. And in the middle of the book, he talks about the waiting place. This is not a place for you to stay. Some people here, they all look like zombies. They get stuck here forever, but you are to get in and get out. And this is your opportunity to get out. You may have been blaming yourself or thinking like, what more can I do? But there's only so much you could work with. And I think what you've done in recent weeks and days, especially even hours, is just take a deep breath and be like, I'm writing it out. You know what? Let go, let God, let go, let the universe, because I did my part. Let the universe work the rest of it out. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, as this, let's say these circumstances finally let loose, you have all the pieces of the puzzle. So the rest of the information that you've been waiting on or needing to see, so pay attention, is coming in. This will be happening for about, ballpark 2 to 3 weeks. And then you get a little more at a month, then you get more at a month and a half, and then into the even 3rd week after that. And so you're collecting all this information and you just seem like ready to go. You're like a firecracker. You're like, the gun went off and the race has begun. Like, I am taking it, right? And it's this idea of somebody passing you the baton. So if this were like, a relay race, right? You are getting the baton. It's your turn to go. So you may be working with other people. You may have the right people finally showing up. You may have the right audience showing up to support you in what you're trying to do. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. And that's amazing. Okay. It's part of it, but it's also you just feeling like, now I know how to put this thing together and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going, and so you're excited about it. I mean, this is definitely thrilling and really fulfilling, because where you've been really may not have been very very much so. Okay. Feeling a little drudgery there. Kudos. Enjoy. Edgar Velardes. Edgar, what blessings are coming up for Edgar? Well, money, money, money. And I heard put your money where your mouth is also. So you seem to be entering into a period of time where, you know, you've done nose to the grind time, dotted the I's, crossed the T's, you've done the hard work, the labor, the heavy lifting, so to speak. And now it's really about to pay off. What I think you don't realize, though, is that most of it is coming through your voice, your mouth, your choice of words, your throat chakra, and communication. So this is exciting because you may have been for a long time like, well, I have to hit the books. Well, I have to get the certification. Well, I have to get this education and this training, and I have to do these reports, and I have to fill all this stuff out. And it's like, yes, okay, but beyond that, you have an innate gift and ability to, whether it's channel, you know, or just tap into truth psychically, but the words coming out of your mouth are the most powerful puzzle piece here. And that has already started, and you're already being seen and recognized for it. So this money is going to come really from that. You are also going to see that people are offering you, and this has already started, I want to say probably in the last 24 to like 48 hours, maybe 3 days, right? So now you could see offers also, other job offers, people asking you to come in and teach, lead, train. And it's some situation here that seems to network you out even further beyond that, like your name is being recognized. Okay, there's something about an opportunity here to gain another title that you could, for example, put on a business card, put on your website, you know, put on your area of expertise, and people are like grabbing you up, grabbing you up, grabbing you up. So this is the first step to what is a huge financial level up. All right. Enjoy. For those of you tuning in late, this is a test run show. Never done this before. Just trying to see how it goes and to see whether or not there's enough interest, okay, from the audience. If there is enough interest in this show, I will be adding this to my 2026 show lineup. So please do drop a $10 donation, and then you'll receive your blessing. Okay. So tonight's show is what blessing is coming your way, or what blessings are coming your way. Also, if you guys haven't already done so, please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind, but let me know where you're tuning in from. And I do want to suggest also that if you guys have a show idea you would like me to try out, drop it in the comments, okay? And I'll be checking this for a couple weeks to see if there's anything else we can sample. All right, excellent. Where are we? Shauna Dempsey. Ooh, Shauna Dempsey, what blessing is coming your way? I want to say that you've been holding yourself back a bit, and these days are done. So there's an opportunity that you're going to have to sort of take the mic. Now, this can suggest a couple different things. First of all, I'm just going to say this type of blessing does require that you push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. Okay, not a biggie for you. I think you're pretty good at like zoning out if you have to and just doing something uncomfortable, you know, because you know what the payout will be. But it's like someone is, you know, not manning the mic, or you are going up to a podium and you're just kind of taking it. You know, you are taking an opportunity that is being presented to you, okay, by the universe, to speak, to teach, to lead, to train, to explore what stories maybe even you have to tell, okay? Or you're telling something, but you're doing it in a storyteller manner, which is always going to be more interesting for people, right? And for your own self. And I think that in doing this, even if you do feel a little reluctant or like, I don't belong up here, or I don't want the mic, or I prefer to be behind the scenes. I'm always behind the scenes. Not anymore. Okay. Not anymore. You're not. And so getting out there and doing it just even once, I heard fish to water. No, I don't know. You may also have some Pisces energy that you're tapping into around this time, which can mean that what you're going to be talking about, or that the energy that you're going to be coming from is more spiritual. It's more creative. It's more psychic. It's more emotional intelligence, okay? Intuitive intelligence, all these things, empathic even. And you are going to be helping, I feel, people to understand how to stay out of avoidance and escapism. You're going to be helping people to get more rooted and grounded. This opportunity is about you finally being seen and heard for one of the things you came to Earth to do. All right, within your life contract that has been buried underneath obligations and responsibilities and adulting and all this jazz. Yes, granted, you have to show up to, okay, you have to show up for, but like now this, all right, and this is going to be the new chapter. Where you take it is, of course, going to be up to you, but I think you may be taking it really far and creating a whole new, almost like work lifestyle for yourself, based off of this. And I just see people like booking you contracts, offering you deals. All right. I love it. Absolutely. Get out there. Let it happen. Yolanda Lockridge. Yolanda, what blessing is coming in for you, Yolanda? I have you putting a heavy burden down. I have you putting a basket down. And then I saw fish and loaves of bread in it. This is very like Christ-like symbolism here. All right. And I don't see that every day. So you may find that you are working more with Christ or Christ energy. Christ energy is, in my symbol base, about feeling as though the healing energy you're channeling is potent enough that when you give it out to people, you are elevating them in such a way where they will eventually go out and give it to others. So it's sort of like a domino effect. It's a chain reaction. It's not like you're just going to be sort of healing people and it falls flat, or you're not getting anything back from it, or they never pay it forward. It's not working with people who are deaf, dumb, and blind to the truth. That's exhausting work. This is something different. This is incredibly powerful and fully in alignment with your life contract. And what comes through for you is a triangle. So, you're becoming the triangle-like personality. You're being seen as the triangle. What does that mean? That essentially means that you are becoming more type A in how you go about communicating and giving out your knowledge, your wisdom, your healing. And that's what's really creating the abundance here. I think that you're done with the days of feeling heavy or feeling low or feeling shackled. I see shackles on your ankles busting and breaking off. And it's really once they come off, which could be happening in the next, I'm seeing 3 days, some of it 4 days, some of it 9 days, some of it 7. I don't know why we're going backward. Maybe this happens and then that goes back and happens. And then 15. Okay, 15. It's complete by 21 days. So shackles coming off of your ankles in such a way where you now have this basket. You're setting down this heavy load. Good, the shackles are off of me. I have freedom to move forward. This could be financial freedom, yes, but also fluidity in a lot of ways, including mentally. And then that basket fills with bread and fish. Okay, also bread is a symbol for money, straight up cash. Here's another way to say this. I'm going to wrap it up because I feel like I'm rambling at this point. Your cup runneth over. You become the lender, never the borrower. Okay. That is a huge status symbol and a position of authority. Very exciting. Danny Ruiz. What do I have for you, Danny? It's like you've been talking and no one's been listening. Like you're talking, 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 you're talking your truth, you're speaking from the heart, speaking from your higher mind, speaking from your third eye. I mean, what more do people want? Okay. And they're just like, like no one's getting it. Like it's not connecting, it's not landing, it doesn't hit. The connections really then intimacy wise and, otherwise just aren't really there. It's not growing and expanding. You are popping out as a butterfly. Okay. You could be leaving a lot of caterpillars behind, and that's fine. That happens. Okay. That's life. That's the point. But you're not doing it with any sense of heaviness or regret or shame or, oh, what do I do? And how do I rebuild? You don't care. You're just taking off. Okay. You're taking flight. I think this is a pretty amazing thing that you're doing in being able to finally be heard. So if there's a part of you that's like my wounded inner child, my soul's heart really just wants to be loved and appreciated and heard and adored, in such a way where people don't just want to be around you to like drain your energy or have sex or to ride your coattails or, you just want love. You're not asking for unconditional love, right? You understand you're an adult. Love is transactional. You get that. But you want to be appreciated for the heart that you have. You want to be appreciated for the wisdom. You are an old soul. And to be an old soul, and I think I feel like your message, Danny, is speaking to a lot of people who watch this. When you're an old soul, it's incredibly frustrating to feel like you're on an island and like all of this wisdom and knowledge and power that you have and this healing ability that you have falls on deaf ears. It can be very isolating. So that's what you're moving into. You're moving into a period of the right people, the right circumstances, the right outlets, the right platforms, right? The social media acknowledgement. So keep doing what you're doing, but like more so, it's like I'm sputtering off these memes and these videos and these insights, and you are being embraced. I think that not totally dissimilar to Maraid's message earlier, where she had some like lovers coming back to acknowledge her. It's kind of like that. And I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to her. You don't need this. Okay. You didn't have to have it in order for you to go on, but damn, does it help. Okay. And I just you ever see the Grinch where the cartoon where his like heart, it's like his heart grew 10 sizes that day. He like busts out of his, I don't know. Anyways, it's very exciting, right? And this can, because it's coming up as the Grinch, symbolize that maybe you've been a little sour. Maybe you've been getting a little bitter. Maybe you've been like, screw this. Forget everybody. Okay. But we're there. All right. You've arrived. So, and this is starting now. Okay. So we're talking weeks. We're talking weeks and months of this unfolding. Thank you so much for the hearts on TikTok. I appreciate you guys so much. Please, everyone, do give this video a thumbs up and share. I'm sure there's someone in your life who is struggling right now who would like to hear about a blessing coming into their world. We are going to move on to Mel Subi 75. Mel Subi 75. What do I have for you? I have you getting something that is just for you. Okay, so those are the words that Spirit is using. This is just for you. I am seeing people acknowledging finally what you bring to the table, what you've given them, the investments that you have made in their life, the sacrifices you have had to make in order for them to be upheld and do well. All right. So there's a lot of acknowledgement coming in for that. But even with that and all of these beautiful blessings, it's like, I made this just for you. What was that? Remember the little critters books in the 80s? The little critters, they got big hair. There was one called Just for You or something. It was like the little boy was like taking a bite of an apple and then gave his mom the rotten apple core and was like, I have this just for you. I tried not to eat it. You know, I have this apple just for you. He was giving her things. That may be how you're looking at all of this. So like people are saying kinder things. People are giving the verbal acknowledgement. You know, people are just coming up and giving you a hug. You know, then the universe, I mean, because a lot of this is people you know, and then the universe is just giving you blessings. And while that's amazing, you're like, I already knew. Yeah. I know what I give. I know my value. Oh, I know you wouldn't have any of that or even your life if it weren't for me. I'm aware. And so it is a beautiful thing and it is energizing and it will change the dynamics of everything else that you're able to attract after this, because now they're open and we do work in community with others. And sometimes when blessings are slow or a no-go at all, there's stagnancy. It's because of the other people we're here working with. They're not ready yet. And so it's a bit of a block. Well, now we have fluidity there. But what I really think you're acknowledging in this message today is that you are entering into what feels like a position of power and fluidity to take your work, your money, your career, your resources up to another level that sets you up for at least the next 5 to 7 years with a nice trajectory, that you can invest and manipulate, use it as leverage. I mean, whatever you choose to do with this, but it's like a peace of mind. Okay, coming in also financially. All right, this has been brewing. I mean, it's coming from behind you. So this has already been here a while, but I feel like it's been brewing the last 2 weeks and it's getting closer and closer. And I keep getting a 4 with you. So I want to say breakthroughs in 4 days. Okay. Fun. If you guys can hear my stomach, I am fasting. I'm on a weight loss journey and like I'm starving and miserable. So just pretend you don't hear it. All right, Stella Marie. That came from my soul, the pain. Okay. I am like really almost close to eating here today. Stella Marie. Let's move on to Stella Marie. Stella Marie, what blessing is coming in for you? You seem to be kind of kicking some people out of your car, so to speak, which is symbolic of getting rid of some people or stagnant situations that are preventing your growth. And then you seem to be launching very quickly into the future. So I see you moving from the back seat, which is not a good position. I'm not going to sugarcoat, to the front driver's seat behind the wheel with gas, keys in the ignition, you know, pedal to the metal, like taken off. All right. Smoke, black lines on the road, like running any, I pity the fool. All right. It gets in your way after this, but it's been a long time. It's almost like, you know, you've had almost like a rubber band, like kind of pulling you back, holding you back. And it's like, you're getting ready to cut some cords. All right. And it just lets loose and you're done with all of this. I feel like what is going to be happening here for you for ballpark the next 2 months is that, you know, you don't feel bad or regrets or any changes that you're going to be making with things that are holding you back. You know, it's more of a matter of fact attitude and incredibly disciplined, but also a lot of the universe is just doing this for you. You know, in a lot of these situations, it's like you don't even have to say anything. I do see a female here that may be directly affected by this or involved in this, you know, but it's like the universe has a way of sometimes coming in and just taking things out of your way or taking out the trash or, you know, eliminating blocks and obstacles. And you're like, I didn't even have to. I love that. I love that for me because I just get to ease right on through it and act like I had nothing to even do with it. So you seem to be moving again from the back seat to the front driver's side, the driver's seat in the next 3 months. And what this can look like for you is an increase in opportunities, communication, networking, money. For you, I also see health, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis. This is the first health message I've gotten tonight. And again, I'm doing the show for the first time, so bear with me. Okay. But I do see that there has been some health stuff going on with you that you have sort of fed or created, possibly from stress, not protecting your energy enough, right? Not making changes that needed to be made. enough or fast enough or consistently enough. Okay. And with that, I think you're going to see any health issues, including like skin, eyes, teeth, dental, whatever it is, reversing or improving. Again, I can't prescribe or diagnose. And I feel mental health and clarity as well. So I see you being able to very clearly understand what's next. And that is also a big deal here that should be coming in for you. Ballpark 2 to 3 weeks out from now, you'll start to notice you have more clarity about where you're headed next. Because for a while, it seems like you're a little clouded. You're not completely lost in the sauce of life, but you're like, is this the path I'm supposed to be on, especially where work is concerned and some relationships are concerned? And it's like, here comes the clarity. Okay. So that's also a blessing. This is another one of those messages that's going to require you actually use your free will, though. This is not a time for passivity. Okay. Just because you're behind the wheel doesn't mean the car is going to move. You have to drive the thing. Okay. So that's the second message we got like that here tonight. Very exciting. Delilah W. Delilah, what blessing is coming in for Delilah? You have a gentleman coming through, grandfather, or paternal energy here, who would have been a little wider in through the shoulders, kind of big biceps, big hands, big man hands. I think he would have worked with his hands. He was also good with finances. And hair may have gone, quite gray, and he would have just kind of parted it and always nicely brushed, over to the side. What he had left of it, it was always, he's very tidy. He's a very tidy gentleman. He was incredibly protective, and he's very protective over you and your heart. And this inability you've been feeling lately to sort of get out of some circumstances that are making you feel stuck. And it's at the root of it, a low self-esteem issue. So maybe not having enough confidence to make the changes or the cuts that you need to make. What's on the chop block? Gotta go. Here we go. Okay. You're coming at this, not necessarily with like a full-fledged, I'm on the throne and I've got my crown on and, I'm a queen. Forget it. You fake it till you make it. Okay. Let's just get through some of these changes that are going on, and then you will feel it. Okay. So you're gaining that level of confidence by actually walking out the actions that a queen would take. How do you feel like a queen? Act like a queen, right? How do you get to be in queen position? Think like a queen. Make choices like a queen, right? The queen never gets down off her throne. You chase nothing. You attract everything. And people and situations are lucky to approach you. They're lucky to have your attention for even a minute if you want to allow it. So it's like you're coming more and more into this. But I think the blessing here really is that the universe is supporting it so much that you just feel like you're flying right through this process. As we go forward, you will have also an increase in right ear ringing, psychic ability, clairvoyance. Your third eye is about to open. Okay. I'm doing a chakra series. For those of you who follow me on social media, like I'm at the third chakra. Now I'm about to do the fourth. You may want to pay attention to this. Okay. Especially as we get up here. Okay. Because I went from the bottom up. I went from 1 to, I'm going up. So this is the thing with you. You're about to have your third eye opened because of all of this. And I feel like what he's saying to you and what you're really wanting, what your higher mind is really wanting at this time is to think in terms of your inner child and playfulness and what brings you joy and peace, because it's coming and you want to be able to receive it. Some people have peace enter their life and they're bored. They're just looking for a fix. They're looking for a little drama. They're looking for a little problem, right? They don't know how to calm down. I think of the older ladies who just wander around and are always like fidgeting and what can I fix and what can I cook and what needs to be cleaned and what needs to be organized. It's like, learn how to be in this energy of joy and feed your inner child. Ultimately, where you're headed here is into a greater position of, I want to say, wellness and balance and feeling connected to the earth and the universe in such a way where you want to give it out to others, because this is part of your life contract, this level up, but through your psychic ability, okay, through your clairvoyance. If you want to pick up tarot, that's great. Psychic mediumship, that's great. Energy work, that's great. Maybe you're just speaking on it and writing about it or podcasting on it. There are a million ways to do it, but no matter what path you walk, who you touch, what you encounter, this is going to be activated and it's going to be coming out, you know, through your mouth. And it's not just about your mouth, he says. It's about, okay, because the way we communicate with the world is not just about what we say. It's about what we don't say. It's about our body language. It's about what we entertain mentally. It's about what we show up for, what we don't show up for, right? How we dress. It's everything. It's everything. So you're communicating this out. It's very powerful. I do think it's also going to lead to some financial increase for you and some networking. And I saw meeting a soulmate. So anyways, you have a few things coming up, okay, after that, all connected to that launch. Beautiful. Anna is next. Anna, what am I getting for you, Anna? You may have been feeling lately like you kind of got plowed over. It feels like something from behind coming in, just like a tractor kind of, you know, and you're kind of face down in the muck, in the mud, and you're, you know, picking yourself up right around this time. And you're kind of looking and you're like, what the hell was that? You know? And I think that what's happening is that you had to go through some stuff recently, the last 6 months in particular, but 2 years total, peaking at about really a year and a half ago. You would have gone through some stuff that maybe did make you feel face down in the mud, you know, lately. And like you got hit and snuck up on you. It's like a sneak attack, you know, and why me? And a little bit like, is anyone else experiencing this? But at this point, it has given you a clear perspective. The idea of mud in itself is prosperity. It's blessings. It's benefits. It is good for your skin. Okay. I see you lifting your face and being like, oh, it's a mud mask. You know, my skin looks better. I see you radiating as we go forward. It's like you're aging in reverse. It's like your skin is glowing. It's like your energy is, you know, almost coming out through like your eyes, your higher vibration, like you're shining, like you're literally like a shining star, and people are seeing this and are drawn to you. There's nothing more for you to do, poor thing. Okay, you've been through enough. Screw that, you know. So it's like, leave it in the past, leave it in the past. But as you get up and you're washing the mud off, you are radiating, and so you're going to be attracting more of the right people, more of the right conversations, more of the right partnership and networking opportunities that you've been looking for, not just in regards to like career and your normal day-to-day stuff, but like your creative stuff. All of this work that you've been wanting to do in this life, but you're like, when, how? I've got bills to pay, you know, I got mouths to feed. There's stuff to do. Now is going to be the time, because it becomes easier, you know, when the right people and circumstances are showing up for you. It's like I keep saying about my book. Well, you know, everyone's like, when are you going to publish the book? When am I going to publish the book? If I had a publisher come up to me and be like, here's an advance, take 3 months off and do it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it would have been done a year ago, but that didn't happen for me. Things like this will be happening for you. And so when these opportunities are being presented to you, all you really have to do is just keep walking forward, have your tea, catch your breath, stay centered, and don't be afraid of change. Moving on to Vanessa Dempsey. Vanessa, what blessing is coming in for Vanessa? I have you, this is maybe a symbol, unless you camp. Hardcore camping. I'm talking there's a tent, there's a mountain, there's a bear, okay? Like the real deal. I think this is symbolic. Now, what we have going on for you, and I want to say unfolding, starting probably in the last like 48 hours or so, going forward about a week and a half, we have a peak. So we'll have a peak at 1 week. We'll have a peak at a week and a half, and then going out for the next ballpark 2 to 4 months, with a big change at 5 months out. You have a period of time where you are going more into nature. You are not literally needing to go camping per se, but being around flowers, trees, crystals, herbs, earthing, okay, any of these things, the water, all of these things are going to be good for you. You are connecting in such a way where anything that's been heavy in your aura, heavy in your chakras, heavy in your soul, memories, shadow work that needs to be done. So this can go all the way back to childhood or even past lives. Disappointments in relationships, in particular romantic, but not exclusively. Okay, disappointments maybe even in family or parents. Maybe that's where you learned to get involved in these toxic relationships. Whatever it is, it's going to be pulled out of you. Okay, it reminds me of when someone's a smoker and they quit and they start like hacking up all this tar, right? It's disgusting. It's also kind of fascinating. It's like, look at that. How gross that was in there, you're like, ugh, but you have to sometimes get to the place where you are now, where it's like, you've taken enough. You're done. And now it's that final purge of everything. And so this ability that you're going to have to get rid of old energy issues, blocks, toxins is going to be, again, supported in nature. I have to do the TikTok puzzle, so I'm going to have to sort of just shout for the rest of this message. But you are also going to be coming back with what seems like a connection to your higher mind that you've never really had before. And when you connect to your higher mind in this way, it's almost like you're hearing yourself for the first time. You're reconnecting to who you were as a child. Okay, I think I fixed that. And it looks like, I know, Mama. I know, you're so pretty. All right, so it looks like what you're going to be able to do is start building. If you've been talking about wanting to create a new life for yourself, where the work you do every day is more fulfilling and meaningful, and you have people around you, again, not that you're reliant upon them necessarily, but to listen, to appreciate your wisdom, to share with, to have deeper levels of intimacy. It seems like you're not hitting those deeper levels of intimacy with people, and all of that is going to be coming in because of this. So this is sort of the last phase, the last part of that process. Let it go. Again, think of that purging. It's purging. And then what happens when we purge? Well, out with the old and with the new. Every time the bus stops, somebody's got to get off. In order for a new door to open, another door has to close. That's what sacrifice is. That is universal law, right? It goes, it gets filled. So this is going to be amazing. But especially in those two areas for you, that's really important for you. Everybody deserves good company. I feel like that may be a little bit of a collective message. If a bunch of people are tuning in, because I feel like this just went out to like 5-9 different people in this moment. Like if you've been feeling like your relationships are just disappointing, not that you're looking at people and judging them as like, you're disappointing me, how unfortunate you are, but more like, I don't know, it's not inspiring me. I don't really feel like they're there for me. Maybe it's a bit one-sided. You feel like if you were to disappear, no one would come really looking for you. Just a lack of fulfillment. They don't get you. I think there's going to be a lot of relationship payout in this upcoming year. Actually, a lot of people who deserve it are going to be getting in alignment with their people, with their soul tribe members. Exciting. Okay, let's move on to another one. What's going on, Izzy? Want some catnip spray? She loves this. Want some spray? So our next one up is Hazel, aka Miami Heat 305-ish. Hazel, what do I have for you? What blessing is coming in for Hazel? Moving into a position of leadership. You have grandfather coming through here, grandmother also coming through here. One's on mom's side of the family, one's on dad's side of the family. You may have native blood. Because I see big nose, I see feathers in the hair, I see dark skin. You then are putting on a tie. All right. moving into a position of authority. And a lot of the work is already done, but it's about your perception. That's the last piece of the puzzle, is seeing yourself as someone in a position of authority. Maybe right now you're like, really? How? Okay, well, stop asking how and just say, I am. So you seem to be coming out of what is like novice. It's like I'm learning, or I'm experimenting, into this position of authority, because maybe you have just recently picked up on some like new tools or skills, or you did some research, right? You added a title to your name, whatever it is, but it was already in there. It was innate. You were already born with it. So that's not the beginning of the journey. That's the end of that journey, right? That's not the first piece of the puzzle, is getting a certificate or a title. That's the last piece of the puzzle. You already came with this power, but it's like you don't remember it. It's like you have amnesia, right? Which is the tale of the human, adventure here on life. But them coming in here is not new necessarily. They've been here louder and louder the last 2 months, and they're going to be here for approximately 4 months, dropping coins. So from him, I see pennies from heaven, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, tokens. Pay attention to those. They will also have numbers on them. Pay attention to the numbers, numerology. Grandmother coming through, talking about your mediumistic abilities and your leadership abilities as well. So people may be offering you in random situations and at work and things, more leadership opportunities. She's going to be using birds and other animal totems with you. Okay, so make sure you pay attention and don't be like, oh, that's curious. I wonder who that's from. No. What does it symbolize? Because that animal totem that popped up isn't about her. It's about you. It's where you are now, and it's what you're tuning into, and it's what you should be tuning into, and what you should be utilizing, right? The power, the energy of that thing. And so there's a whole storyline unfolding here for a while, but ultimately it leads you into this position. If you start acknowledging the power that innately, you brought to earth with you, you are putting on a tie. The symbol of putting on a tie in my symbol base is higher up authority, ownership, CEO. If you're doing anything with entrepreneurship, independent contracting, consultant work, you are essentially the one who is in charge of the contracts that you get involved in. You're the one who's in charge of how much you get paid. You call the shots. You call the schedule, all of it. You, yes, are working with other people, but it's due to the skills that you have that you're able to show up and do whatever you want to do. And this tie is red, which is about power. It's about money, right? So when we think about like paint your front door red, right? Or feng shui, and people who, there's been actually a lot of research on this, whoever wears the red lipstick or wears the red tie or, the red shoes to an interview gets the job. Like it's this type of an idea. But also with red, we are talking about righteous anger. Okay. So the last parts of the puzzle here, before you get all of these benefits and enter into this full position of authority, is acknowledging that you may have a revolutionary spirit, that you may be into activism, justice, that you are acknowledging parts of yourself that you've stifled in the past that are like flaring up, like the flame of anger, that maybe you've been taught to wrangle, you've been taught is negative in some way. You're realizing it comes from a righteous place. And so you're really activated and working from that source. This is a big deal. Beautiful. Michelle M. Okay. Michelle M. Michelle M., what blessing is coming in for you? You are dropping some type of weighted energy surrounding And I can't prescribe or diagnose, but this could be children. This could be the reproductive system. This could be pregnancies. This could also be Lucy Marsh said, "What an awesome show, Ivy. Thank you." You're so welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, keep going. And if this is one of the big hitters, I'll add it to the 2026 lineup. This is a heavy energy, and this could also symbolize not just your reproductive system, your children, your, thoughts on being a parent or any losses there, but it could also go back to your childhood. And so you seem to be working through that. It is also coming up as affecting, I want to say the root chakra comes up in some of this as well, which is your power out. This is how you are able to tackle things in the world. Your confidence is increasing as you complete the task of processing any heaviness or sadness from that area of your life. And this ability to be seen, because one of the things that we do with our root chakra, and again, I just put a video up on this a couple weeks ago, so you guys can go watch that if this is sounding right to you as well. But when we clear up the root chakra, we're really vibrating at such a higher frequency. It's like everything else will follow suit. And everyone else and everything outside of you will also follow suit. So it's like you start here and then bam, 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 and then bam, 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 bam. And then it just goes on and on and on. So it's almost like a domino effect or a trigger effect, right? It's like you've launched, like you're launching. And once you launch, you look like a rocket here, like into outer space. I don't know where. You seem very calm, cool, collected, and ready for this. You are ready for this change. You are ready for this advancement. And you are never willing to go back again to overgiving or oversharing or overreaching or getting out of your lane or getting off your path for other nonsense or other people where it's not important for you and your ultimate goals and well-being. Like, you're never going to do that again. This is a point of maturity for you. It also comes through as a bit of leadership. I would expect a period of exploration, though, where you're kind of like, I see you like a rocket ship you're launching, and then what are you going to do out in space? I don't know. What are you going to do? You're going to go discover, you're going to think, you're going to observe, you can experience things, for like a year or 2 years. It's like you're just sort of taking it in, especially in the upcoming year, you're just sort of taking it in, and you're letting things unfold, but you're not rushing it. And I think that's the right thing to do. But you also have blessings coming in during that time where it's like a lot of people want your attention. They, may want your opinion. They may want your advice or your wisdom on a lot of things, or want you to partner with them. You take what you want and you leave the rest. But ultimately, these are, all blessings, because you're purging the last of that. So just make sure you continue to do so. This is another one of those. I think this is the third one I got tonight where there's a little more free will involved in this. You have to keep going. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you and with you. And if you've been feeling like love is a downer, there may also be some romantic stuff coming in here. Okay. That's like up, like high vibrational up. I love this. Little addictive. Feels pretty good. Yes, Lucy, you're so welcome. Mark and Mindy said, thank you, Ivy. You are so welcome. Nature calls you 645. Miami Heat said, thank you, Ivy. That was beautiful and definitely needed to hear that. Okay, excellent. So this is hitting. Stella Marie says, thank you. Excited and going to continue to do the work and trust. Yes. Okay. We're going to move on to Ludmilla. I hope I'm saying that right. Ludmilla K. Ludmilla, what blessing is coming in for you? I feel like you are getting ready to fully acknowledge that you already have everything that you need, and you may have been feeling lack. You may have been looking at resources and budgets and actual figures and being like, this math is not mathing. This chart does not look like this. It's looking like this. I'm up and down and this is just not it. Okay. That two things can be true at once. Okay. There's nuance here. You may be seeing this. Okay. Maybe. But what's actually happening here is that this is just the way spirit talks to me. So this is ridiculous. But you have a big giant cow behind you. Okay. A big cow is always going to be my symbol of, in my symbol base, meat are different levels of money, resources, networking opportunities, prosperity, leverage, whatever it is that you need. Okay. It's benefits, it's prosperity. And a cow is almost as high as it can get. So the fact that you have this big, fat, beautiful cow standing behind you means it's already here. You've already kind of locked it in. There's also talk of, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? And I think this is where we've had some drainage going on, where you're feeling losses. Everything needs to be locked up a little tighter here. Okay. We're not giving it away for free. So you may be looking at the way you price things. You may be looking at what you charge for your services. You may be looking at where your money is going and where your investments are going. But this is also going to affect your energy, your mentality, your affection, your time and attention. Okay. Where are you just giving the milk away for free? So like no one's going to buy the cow. Okay. And I think if we could do a little more cleanup in that area, what we're looking at is an acknowledgement in ballpark a month. Now I am seeing one. Could it be a day? It could. I mean, this feels awfully close. Like in my lap kind of close, which could be a day. So let's just say maybe it's a day, but I was going to say a month, a week, probably a little more realistic. And it could hit all of those, but 111, okay? You are going to be seeing payouts and indicators that you do have all of the information, all of the resources, all of the networking, everything here that you need, okay? All the tools. And they're on display for you for a while, for probably a month and a half to 2 months, maybe 3, depending on how fast or slow you move, okay? Everything's on display for you. So if there's anything you want to renegotiate or move around, you should be able to do that and see immediate prosperity. It looks like one of those toys where you put the star in the star hole and the circle in the circle hole and the square in the square hole. And it's like, da, 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 I won, but I see almost like a slot machine, like 3 cherries. Like I won. So you're getting it right, but you are supposed to be recuperating some of your energy right now, recuperating your losses. Stop the bleeding for the love of God, right? It's up to you to do. And I think after these wins start coming in, you don't need much. You have a lady coming through who says like, you're the spitting image of her. You guys literally have the same face, but she may have been shorter. Feels like maternal energy here watching out over you. She says, you don't need much. She said, give her a little something and watch her go. Give her a little positivity, right? Give her a blessing. Give her some uplifting energy and watch her go. There is no slowing you down. You are type A, I pity the fool who tries to cut you off or compete with you or get in your way. You are very, very quick, sharp-minded, problem solving like skills here. It's like solution oriented, innovative. And with this launch, you're able to use more of all of that because you may have been feeling like these parts of your personality and your skills and your character have been like stifled because of this. Okay. So that will lead to a ton of opportunities as well. I also see a big sign. So if you're doing anything with like business or you're wanting to add another title onto what you do, entrepreneurship, anything like this, leadership or partnership, that's going to be an opportunity within the next 5 months. Thank you. We're going to move on to Mindy, Michelle. Mindy, what blessing is coming in for Mindy? This is a more simple message. I just have somebody coming in and loving you. And I feel like maybe you've been feeling a little bit like I have to do it all. I have to clean it all. I have to build it all. I have to maintain it all. I have to carry it all, and it's like, when do I just get to like not just breathe and feel more balanced or relaxed, but actually be loved on? When do the blessings come in such a way where my needs are met, needs and wants and desires that I forgot were even there and never even knew were there? Does that ever happen? It's almost like that's what your higher mind is asking, or is trying to convince you to ask yourself. Like, does that even happen? Because sometimes you are such a good caretaker over others, and you're so thorough in the way that you do things. I mean, I don't care what it is. If it's a work project, it's cleaning the bathroom, it's spending lunch time with a friend. You are so thorough. You're such an active listener. You're emotionally intelligent. You're intuitively intelligent. You're universally intelligent. Like it's in you. You're an old soul. This may be your last life. But it's like, damn, when do I get paid? And it's almost like you wish people saw how to give you what you need. Because sometimes you don't even know what you need. But like, you're able to do that for other people. Does that exist? Like, am I going to get that back? There's this questioning here. And this image of somebody coming up behind you, and it does feel like male energy. And I'm not saying this has to be like romantic love per se. This is just symbolic, but it could also be that. Okay, it could. This male energy comes from behind you and is like hugging you around the neck. And this is going to, come in many forms, again, from the spirit world and then the living world. But this is about protection. When we talk about male energy, we're talking about motivation. We're talking about protection. We're talking about an increase in energy. We're talking about moving you forward, getting for you what you need. Even providing in this sense. Okay. So this ability to open up and receive that is going to be on you, though. All right. You're going to have to be willing to accept it, because you've gotten in such a routine in life of like doing and giving and cross that off my chart and and I'm okay. And this is fine. And let me put on a clown face. You know what I mean? It's like the dancing clown. Like, what is that sad clown music we used to have in the 80s in those like, jewelry boxes? And do you even want to receive this? I'm not always sure. I'm not always sure. Stay out of your own way. Okay. It's time. Let it in, and then you'll see where you're supposed to go next with this. It's time for you to be loved. It's time for you to be supported and to be loved. Okay, this is pretty amazing. We are going to move on to Lucy Marsh. Lucy Marsh. Let me take a little. Getting lightheaded. It's because I didn't eat. That's what it is. I don't know if you guys have gotten into fasting, but back when I was a personal trainer, I used to have my most successful clients, I had them fasting, and it was so taboo back then, but I was right, and I've been doing like back-to-back 24-hour fasts. I've never done, let me know in the comments if you've ever done 36-hour. That never occurred to me, because I don't like going to bed hungry, but I think I'm going to try a 36-hour fast and see what it does. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've ever done it and what I should expect. Because 16 is a lot. 24 is a lot. Back-to-back 24s. I mean, I thought I had done it all. Apparently, that's just the beginning. I didn't get on to Lucy yet. Did I? Am I crazy? Did I do Lucy? I don't think so. I think I said the name, but I didn't actually do it. Mindy Garcia 1380 says, you hit the nail on the head. Exactly what I needed. Thank you so much, Ivy. You're so welcome, Mindy. Okay. Thank you okay. So I did not do Lucy. Getting loopy. All right. Lucy Marsh. Lucy Marsh. What blessing is coming in for you? This is some type of a deal. This could be, a writing opportunity, an artistic opportunity, production opportunity. This is somebody asking if you want to like join their team, but you seem to be the team. You seem to be the one everyone's building around. So there may be people who are trying to do or launch like a project, for example, but you're the missing puzzle piece. And the fact that you've made yourself more readily available, there's talk of the last 2 years, but in particular 7 months and a year and a half, because you weren't gonna, and a year and 6 months. A year and 6 months ago, something changed, and it was like do or die. You know, are you stepping up, sister, or not? Are you going to put yourself out there or not? So something happened at that time where you decided, yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't know how this is going to land. If it's going to, I don't know, but I'm going to do it. And you did. And you held steady. You didn't back down at any point because you have shown up. Now some of these opportunities are going to start coming in, and you could start to narrow down what you really want to do with it. Okay. So the fact that this looks artistic, it looks production oriented in some way. It's storytelling though. There is storytelling going on here. You may get involved in some project here where you're figuring out very specifically what ignites your passion, where you have some fire in the belly, what floats your boat, what holds your interest and attention. And then you're going into more of those directions after this. You seem to have another opportunity coming in. So, and this isn't uncommon to see, you know, the grandmothers used to say everything happens in sets of 3, right? Death, blessings, everything in sets of 3. That's pretty accurate. But it's like, you've got this other opportunity coming in that is very different. It's very mainstream. It's very traditional. You know, this is like a job opportunity, like a sort of typical, I'm not saying it's a 9 to 5 necessarily, but it could be time consuming, and it could be something that pays you out really well, but is also a little bit in the way of some of the more creative things that you want to do. So I see you having a balance. I mean, this is a good problem to have. All right. So if there are any upgrades you've been wanting to make with your money, with your career, and then with like entrepreneurship, creative opportunities, and networking, I see you going out with a bunch of people that are really in alignment with you. I also see somebody wanting to buy your story. It's like, I want to buy your story. So I don't know if someone's trying to interview you or give you, I heard give her a platform. So they're trying to give you a platform to tell your story. Now, telling your story doesn't mean you literally have to get up there and like spill your dirty laundry or whatever. It could just mean that by you showing up, storytelling is done through your voice and your body and your face. I'm hearing as well. It's sort of like a story is told through your presence, you know. So something also coming in from this. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is very good. I mean, this is very good. And again, this is again what happens when you, because you did the work, because you previously showed up, because you stepped out, because you cut cords, you set boundaries, you got rid of and detoxed old things, circumstances, living spaces, agreements that you had previously made, investments that you had made. You stepped away from those things, and it takes a while. You know, the universe continues to test you, and now here come the payouts. All right. Very exciting. Lucy said, yes, thank you. Happy holidays, everyone. All right. Beautiful. All right. So Mark and Mindy, thank you, Ivy. I don't know what Mark and Mindy means. I don't know what Mark and Mindy means. Okay. But nature calls you 4645. Okay, let's see what blessing. Nature calls you. Nature calls you 4645. What blessing is coming in here for you? You seem to be releasing some things from the past that have been holding you back, but it's circumstantial and it was time limited. It was time restricted. It was based on a timeline, a deadline. So that deadline is coming in 3. Could it be 3 weeks, 3 days? It could. I was feeling more like 3 months. So take it out resonates. It's possible. It starts moving at 3 days, starts kind of really peaking at 3 weeks, but it's a 3-month total process. So we're leaving behind the old, and automatically this turns into a message for you to make sure you're using your free will, because if you want to launch forward with, I'm hearing, a brand new life for yourself, it's imperative you don't hold yourself back. Okay. It is about releasing fear, because the universe is in alignment with it. Your karma is in alignment with the benefits, meaning you already did the work. You've learned from the mistakes. You've redirected yourself. I have you going back over and over and over again, like a kid with a pencil, like an eraser, and just like redoing the math and again and again and again. You've spent 3 years triple checking your math, your work, right? And the universe has been saying, show me your work, show me your work. And you're like, oh, I want out of the system. But there was a lot to work through, and it hadn't been dealt with since childhood, so I mean, it is what it is. But now it is, I want to say, complete. And then the next layer is a level up to all of this. This brand new life for you is going to be exactly that. I would love to say, like, you could create whatever you want, but this is a little more systematic with you. It's kind of like it's coming in over here, it's coming in over here, and it's coming in over here. So you've got relationship stuff coming in, you've got work and career stuff coming in, and then you've got money and resource stuff coming in. And it's a lot. It is important for you to stay in balance. Sometimes when we go from nothing to so much, it can feel like, whoa, my nervous system is dysregulated. Well, so what? You know what I mean? Just try not to let that slow you down. Try to stay focused through that and find tools to regulate, because this is a lot. And we don't want your blessings to start feeling like burdens, because it requires a lot of your attention and skill and being precise, but it does. There are a lot of contracts involved in all of this, or relationship contract or two, work contracts, and then working with other people to bring in this money and these resources. And when you're working with other people, that's not always just on you. You could try to lead it and direct it, but you don't know what other people are going to do, and we can count on other people being fluctuating, being unstable at different times. And so you're wanting to pick your partners wisely and everything, and you're wanting to not overgive. You're wanting to make sure you underpromise and overgive. That's a better way to say that. Underpromise and overgive. What most people do these days is they overpromise and they don't give jack, and they can't keep up. Even if they did in the beginning, they won't be able to maintain that. So don't take that route, even though there may be temptation for you to do that. I see you secure in love. I see you, depending on how that goes. I see you secure in finances and what looks like business or lucrative business opportunities. Yeah, lots happening there. Okay, I'm going to have to start a new page. Let me start a new page. Well, this is going well. You guys are showing up. Thank you. All right, love it. Oh, there were 2 payments there. Okay, I don't know. I mean, you go find out and then let me know. Let me know specifically, like, who I'm reading for. Are there any more coming in? Yeah, so let me know specifically who I'm supposed to be reading for, because I don't even know what that means. And yeah, again, you guys bear with me, because this is the first time we've ever ran this show. So we're kind of, Diana and I are going to have to work out the kinks here. Miami Heat 305-ish gave a super sticker. Thank you, Miami Heat, aka Hazel. I don't know if this is last call. Do we want to let everyone know? If you guys are tuning in and you want to hear what blessing is coming in for you, drop your $10 donation and I will let you know. I also want to talk real quick while I have everyone here. Stella Marie says, love how Ivy gives it to us straight, no fluff and talk. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to, honestly. Thank you. And Nicole Whitehead 2916 says, that's why I keep coming back. Well, I'm not going to, give you any BS at least, right? I do want to talk to you guys real quick while we do last call. Okay, so this is it. Drop your donation now. We're gonna get the last of these in. But Tanya Rivera says, I'm excited for the past life readings. Yes. So this is what I want to talk about. You guys can tune in because I'm doing 3 of these in a row to find out what shows I want to add to the 2026 lineup. And so if you want to see them added, and I'll continue to do them throughout 2026, you got to show up for these and give me that acknowledgement. But it's going to be Monday is going to be the past life readings show. Okay, so 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be back here on these platforms, and I am going to do that one a little bit different. So tonight, you're just dropping a donation. I'm telling you what I got, right? But for that one, I want to do it 2 different ways. So you can ask about a relationship if it's past life connection. You can ask about, anything you think may be going on with your Akashic records or your past life regressions, anything specific about your life or your past lives, how are they affecting one another? And I can look into that. The alternative is just to drop a $10 donation, and I will tell you what the most important thing is for you to hear at this time in regards to a past life or past lives that are affecting you currently. So where's the karma? Where's the unfinished business? What's the to-do list? What's the point? What's the bigger picture? Whatever it is, right? And then I will be back again for the 3rd show. That's going to be on Friday the 28th for pet readings. And we're going to be tapping in with your living or deceased pet. And I'm going to do that one the same way, where you can give me the name of a pet and I can look into it, or I can just tell you what's coming through. So that's super fun. All right. And then I'm going to be in Cali for a while in December. And then I'll come back and we'll do a few more test shows and then figure out what we're adding to the lineup. We have another one coming in here. Okay. So next one up is Jennifer Barone. Jennifer Barone, what blessing is coming in for you? I heard peace of mind, and I saw your throat chakra getting cleared. Now, the idea of your throat chakra getting cleared means you've already been doing the work. You've already been doing the heavy labor. You have already gone through the process of trial and error, where it was like, I'm not speaking my truth. And then I am speaking my truth and no one's listening. And then I am speaking my truth, damn it. Okay. And I'm going to take action. This is how it's going to go. Now, after that, you graduate. Okay. That's it. It's cleared. It's clear. And you're not allowing yourself to be shut down by especially family or people in your close, intimate circle, people you're working with all the time. This could also expand out, into work situations. But you're basically not shutting yourself down anymore. And you have gained a real, I don't care type of attitude in the last year, which is hilarious. It's also kind of entertaining, actually. And I think people are wanting to know more about you and wanting to work with you more because of this authenticity and the sense of power and authority you're giving off. And so that's where I see it now leading into some significant advantages. You seem to, in the next probably 2 to 3 months, are going to be the major changes, especially between it peaking at the 2nd month out from now and then all the way into the 3rd month. It's bam, 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 bam. Every week you're getting hit with 1 to 3 things where people are, elevating you. They are showcasing you. They are asking you to speak from your place of power. And it is, I think after that, it's almost like a trial period between the 2nd and the 3rd month is about, it's like the show. It's like you're trying it out, trying it on for size. Let's see, and then it's after that and up until the 6th and 7th month, I feel like you're being more consistent with how you want to use this new power. This throat chakra being completely cleared for you. It may also affect, I'm hearing, the legal system. So, I'm seeing cops, I'm seeing, the law, for example. I'm seeing anything that has been restricting other people or making people feel imprisoned. This could be advocacy work. This could be activism. This could be revolutionary. energy that you're also taking on into a position of leadership. You just seem to be kind of coming out here swinging. I mean, that closed throat chakra was there for so long with you, and you were such a natural fighter and warrior, that it's like, I don't think anyone sees this coming out of you. And I see you putting on new clothes as well, dresses in particular, but they're like beautiful big prints, like big flower prints. It's like a wrap dress. It's like tied on the side. And this could just be a symbol. I mean, but the symbol of a dress in my symbol base is prosperity. I'm also getting the right ear. Okay. Left ear ringing. Okay. Deaf in the left. Your mediumship is increasing as well. So your channeling abilities. And if you haven't been using them enough, in particular with like Reiki, psychic surgery, chakra realignment, energy work of any kind, okay, quantum healing, like you need to get more into that as well. And opportunities will be coming to you. So it's kind of like, maybe ministry shows up, your client base shows up, your following shows up. Do you want to show up for them? That's going to be up to you. But that's going to be another blessing and opportunity. So money increasing, opportunities increasing, you being able to also feel more secure. If you've been like, I really just want to do something with my work or my money. I want my money coming in such a way where I feel there's a foundation under my feet. I have a better understanding of where things are going. It may have felt a little skin. It's like I'm not able to ever have a full cup, or steal from Peter to pay Paul, whatever. And so because of that, it could have created a poverty mentality, which has triggered law of attraction, which just means like attracts like, you get more of the same. And now you're moving into a wealth mentality. Okay. So same thing, like attracts like. I want to say, keep this for yourself. This is a period of autonomy for you. Okay. Everything for you. Think in terms of you, building your future. Okay. Your wealth, your security, your resources, your power. You earned it. You keep it. Okay. Mindy. Okay. Mindy, what blessings do I have for you, Mindy? If you've been dealing with any issues with the back, the spine, the joints, the ankles, the feet, the toes. I mean, anything kind of in the joints, I think it is mostly. But I also get like halfway up the back, and I can't prescribe or diagnose. But sometimes when we're having pain in these areas, or, there's a feeling of even just like pressure or annoyances in these areas, it can be symbolic that circumstances have been holding you back, and that it's starting to sort of stress you out or build, in your body, that you're worrying too much, a worry wart. You're thinking about worst case scenarios or what if, and you're kind of always like hoping and praying that things go better, but not really like claiming and owning your power. It's a little bit more of a victimhood mentality, a pacifist mentality. You seem to be taking over more of a power mentality in understanding self-healing, self-regulation, and that you are the ultimate authority on your resources. So you're entering into a period of time, and the universe is going to see whether or not you can prove it, that you know this. But you're not looking outside of yourself for resources anymore. You're not looking to banks and institutions and shared income and, whatever, the government. You're looking in, okay? You're being more introspective, and you're saying, what in me is untapped, or what should I bring back from the past, or what could I further develop? What is in here that I haven't utilized yet? And it's through that activity that your blessings are coming in. So you seem to be getting into a creative endeavor. I also see you dancing. Now, this could be literal. This could also just be a call to more movement, because again, with these joints in the back, and there could have also been a situation, and this may still be going on because I am feeling it in the middle of the back. Whenever I get this symbolically for my client, in the middle or down the back, this can mean that you're in a backbiting situation. People are gossiping. There's triangulation. There's some BS going on that irritates you. And this could be with like a spouse or a lover, or like someone in your family or close inner circle. But this can also expand out into like your system of work or education, or, a little bit more outside. So these aren't strangers off the street. These are people who are deliberately creating communication friction, okay, or talking about you or creating stress for you. And you feel like when you deal with them, nothing ever gets accomplished, nothing ever changes. What's the point of saying anything? Because this problem is still here. They're going to do it again tomorrow or next week, you know? And so it's a sense of kind of wanting to give up, and it starts to build, okay, in the back in this way. Again, I can't prescribe a diagnosis. This could just be more symbolic and energetic of that, okay? But anyways, I have you breaking through in that area as well. All right. So it's sort of like the cutoff game. Like your cutoff game is getting real, and you are figuring out tools, because for a while it's like, I don't know. I'm throwing my hands up. I don't know what else. I don't know what else. But you can't leave. You can't escape. So you have to know what else. Those tools are coming. Okay. So your blessings are coming through utilization, being introspective, and then using, you know, what is there that you haven't fully utilized yet, using these new tools that are coming into you, and essentially getting free of old ways of life that have been bogging you down a little bit and allowing you to dance, allowing freedom. Oh, but that was the other message too, is make sure maybe you are dancing, you know, or I see a lot of people on those. I've never tried one. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys have, but they're like vibration boards, I think they're called. But dancing, fluidity, yoga, okay, anything where you're moving the energy about is going to be important at this time as well. New world, a new world coming in is what that looks like to me. Soko Loco, aka Nicholas Sokolowski. Nicholas, what blessing is coming in for Nicholas? You seem to be leaving. It's a symbol of you being in a position of power. It's a symbol of you sitting in a car. You got the keys, you got the gas. It's a sports car, which means like once you get moving, you're not going to stop. This is fast. And you're debating on whether or not you want to go. You remind me of a wild horse that had at one point gotten caught and put in a pen, and now the gate is open and it forgot it's a wild horse. It doesn't understand how to kind of leave this space now that it's free to go back, you know, and be what it was always meant to be, like a free wild horse. A horse is also a symbol of power. So right now that's your totem animal, like tap into your own inner power. But this idea of you being in this car and having everything, I don't even want to say packed, because you're not packed. You're just like going to leave everything. It's like it's almost like you're taking one last look. I don't want to say you don't feel ready to go, but it's like, I'm taking one last look, a deep breath, an acknowledgement, a gratitude for these old relationships, for this old job. Okay. That maybe wasn't all that fulfilling, but you know, it taught you a lot. This old living circumstance, like you're done with it, and you've done the hard work to sort of dig yourself out and to stay consistent and keep a positive attitude. 3 years ago you may have had a real crap attitude. Okay, but like you have done the labor, and the universe is noticing. Okay, spirit is noticing, and you're lighter for it. But what else, you know, when do things really change? It feels like you need to just have an attitude of gratitude about where you've been and who you've been with, and move forward, okay, into this whole new life for yourself that's going to be consistent flow, consistent upgrades, one after another. As long as you keep taking advantage of them, you know, it's not going to stop. I do think there's a relationship here, though, that's at the root of all of this that you don't want to let go of. There seems to be someone you just can't really move past. And I want to say, in a situation like this, that, you know, can anchor you. You can do cord cutting. There's a cord cutting class on my website if you don't know how, but it's important that we don't think of our life in categories, because you're not hiding anything from anyone. You know, you're not hiding certainly from your higher mind. You're certainly not hiding from spirit. So life is not categories as society has trained you up to believe it is. You got health over here. You've got love over here. You've got money over here. And none of these things touch each other. One has nothing to do with the other. I could do something over here that's low level energy, you know, and this can still be high vibrational energy and succeed, and it won't matter. It does matter, because life is a spider web. Everything is connected, and when you have a big gaping hole in your spider web, you know, it's got to be fixed, or it can't weather the storms of life, and it can't get better. You know, it can't be a place you live long term. It will fall apart. It will. So this is an area of repair that needs to happen. Understanding that this holding on is looking backward, this relationship. This could also be guilt and regret and not fully understanding your position in it, what you're supposed to do with it, but holding on is that gaping hole in the spider web. And so everything else is sort of on hold, just not as much or negatively affected by that. So letting go at this time as well. All right. Do we have anyone else? Or did I get to everybody? Okay, we are at time. All right, beautiful. So again, you guys tune in. Can you pop that up one last time, Diana? I will be back next Wednesday for my Ask Ivy show, regularly scheduled, and I am keeping for 2026 Ask Ivy, Dear Ivy, and the Unbound Sage. But again, tune in. This is going to be Monday for past life readings. We're going to test it out and see how that show goes. And then on Friday for pet readings, living or deceased. And if you guys need to book a reading, or Reiki healing with me, I do work internationally. It's a super simple self-booking system. So you can go on and book anytime, or get a gift certificate, okay, for someone you love for the holidays. Thank you so much, you guys. Keep giving feedback. Keep the comment section going. And if you guys are watching this once it's published and you're like, hey, that looked fun, let me know, okay, so I know whether to add it or not. All right, you guys are awesome. And love and beloved 5497 says, thank you, Ivy. I'm clearing out old patterns for myself from my family of origin, where I've been the scapegoat. I could do nothing right in their eyes, and narcissism is in my parents. Chef's kiss. Okay, that is it. Done. Behind you. Amazing. Big things coming for you guys. This is fantastic. Love this. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Spirit. See you guys next time.